Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a cultural phenomenon that's probably crossed your path without you even realizing it.
Mm.
We're talking about this powerful sort of concurrent revival of old school aesthetics and philosophies. Think late 70s through early 90s.
Yeah, and popping up in hobbies that seem, well, totally unrelated on the surface.
Exactly.
And our research shows this isn't just, simple nostalgia, not just a quick look back.
Right.
It feels much more like a complex, interconnected cultural movement, a kind of deliberate response to modern life, really, to all the digital saturation.
Okay.
So our mission today is to unpack that, to look at the surprising connections linking, say, the old school renaissance in tabletop role-playing games.
Okay, the OSR stuff.
Right. And the return of shaped decks in skateboarding, and also this boom in vintage Tamiya RC model kits.
Tamiya, yeah.
You'll see how these seemingly separate worlds are actually, well, part of the same current.
Okay, let's get into it then. So who's really driving this analog revival, as you called it? And what's the core motivation?
Well, the core audience, overwhelmingly, it seems to be Generation X and older millennials.
The people who grew up with it.
Precisely. They grew up with these hobbies in what they probably see as the golden age. And crucially, they're now often in their peak earning years.
Right, so they've got the disposable income now.
Exactly. They can fully invest. So it's a potent mix. There's nostalgia, yes, but it feels deeper than just buying back an old toy.
Mm-hmm.
It seems more about reclaiming a sense of creativity, maybe tangibility, that connection that's often missing in our sort of digital day-to-day.
So like a conscious rebalancing act?
I think so. A conscious effort to rebalance lives dominated by screens. You could almost call it an analog rebellion.
An analog rebellion, I like that. Okay, so how does that rebellion actually play out in these specific hobbies? Let's start with the tabletop games, the TTRPGs.
Yeah, okay. So for TTRPGs, the old school renaissance, the OSR, it's really a direct reaction against what many players call rule bloat or power creep in modern D&D.
Too many rules, too focused on stats.
Kind of, yeah. So players are moving back towards that gritty, more improvisational style of early D&D. The focus was more on rulings, not rules.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the dungeon master makes the call on the fly.
Exactly. It emphasizes player ingenuity, thinking on your feet, rather than just finding the perfect combo on your character sheet. And it brings back that face-to-face social interaction, the actual feel of dice and paper.
The tactile part. Makes sense. A focus on play, not just mechanics. And skateboarding, seeing a similar pushback there.
Absolutely. A really significant pushback against that standard popsicle deck.
The symmetrical one, yeah.
Right, the one that dominated street skating for ages. We're seeing the reemergence of wider-shaped decks like those old egg boards or reissues of classic 80s pro models.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
And it signals this desire for more surf-inspired flow, a different kind of riding, more personal style, that physical connection with your environment rather than just pure technical tricks.
How the board feels.
Precisely, how it feels under your feet. A return to the roots.
Okay. And the RC model kits. You mentioned Tamiya. I remember those being all about the build process itself.
You are spot on. The Tamiya boom is almost entirely about the process of building it, unlike a lot of modern ready-to-run cars.
Where you just open the box and go.
Exactly. These kits, they require you to meticulously assemble, sometimes hundreds, of individual components.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a really mindful, hands-on project, like a lesson in craftsmanship, and that deep sense of accomplishment you get from making something tangible piece by piece.
Very different from just consuming.
Totally different.
Okay, but here's the twist, right? The really fascinating paradox. This whole analog rebellion. It's pretty much entirely enabled by the digital tools it's trying to escape from.
That's the wild part. Yes. If you connect the dots, the internet has become the indispensable infrastructure for all of this.
How so?
Well, think about it. Without the internet, these might just be tiny, isolated pockets of interest. But you have forums like Dragon's Foot for TTRPGs, or Tamiya Club for the RC kits.
Huge communities.
Massive Reddit communities, YouTube channels packed with build guides and reviews, online marketplaces like DriveThruRPG or eBay. These are the essential hubs.
For community, knowledge, buying and selling.
Everything. So it's like the digital scaffolding that lets these very offline, very analog passions actually thrive on a global scale. It connects people everywhere.
Right. So wrapping this up, what does this mean for you listening? This isn't just, people retreating into nostalgia. It feels more complex.
It really does. It seems like a sophisticated cultural rebalancing act. People are carefully picking elements from the past. Things like authenticity, skill building, creative freedom, that tangible community feeling.
And weaving them into their modern lives.
Exactly. Deliberately integrating them into these complex, digitally heavy lives. It's like searching for and finding a missing piece.
Mm.
And maybe this raises a question for all of us, doesn't it? In a world that's more and more defined by the virtual, by just passively consuming, what balance do you seek?
Between digital and physical.
Yeah, between consuming and actually creating. Where do you find genuine fulfillment in that mix? Something to think about.